This is Swiss and Chips, your British guide to Switzerland.
Hello and welcome to Swiss and Chips. My name is Simon.
And I'm Jo.
And we tried this now 3 times because we haven't done it for so long, but now it's going to work out. So I should start with telling you who we are and what we do. And we already said who we are. So what we do is every few weeks we talk about the highs and lows of moving to a new country, funny misunderstandings between the Swiss and the Brits, and the dark and bright sides of living in Switzerland. We want to help you move to Switzerland and remove fears and help you settle in. If you haven't done yet, join the Swiss and Chips community for additional content, taking part in the listener survey and member chat. Subscribe for free on swissandchips.com.
Cool. So what's on the menu today? Well, first of all, we've got some really great listener feedback that we wanted to share with you. And we're going to be talking about the one thing that really annoys you about living in Switzerland. If you could change one thing, what's it going to be? That's what we're talking about today.
Yes, we asked you twice in the last 2 episodes to send us some things that annoys you. And you did.
Indeed. And later on in this episode, we're going to be talking about learning Swiss German, and we'll have our listener poll at the end as well. So first of all, we had some super nice comments come in from people about our podcast, didn't we?
I still can't believe that people listen to this podcast and take the time to write to us.
We love it when we get a message from you guys. And Rebecca shared a message with us. And she said that the last time when we were talking about the 1st of August badge that I bought at the post office, which I've still got on my jacket, by the way, maybe that's a different topic if it's still okay to wear this after the 1st of August.
That shows also for how long we haven't done this. So
Exactly.
It was before 1st of August, so 5-6 weeks, I guess.
And so Rebecca said that she couldn't remember this 1st of August badge at all. But when you were talking, Simu, about how you used to sell it in your village, she said that she did the same.
Yes, that was really funny.
That was super nice. And she was also talking about the word that we had last time in learning Swiss German.
Thunder.
Thunder, exactly. And she said for her, that has a different meaning, and it actually refers to something big, especially when related to animals. For example, if you see a large cow or even a big cat, she would say...
A riese thunder.
That's funny, huh?
It's true. That's the same for me, though. Yeah, a thunder is just a big something. It's a gigantic thunder. Let's give you another example. We go to a restaurant and we order a burger and there is a gigantic burger coming. There is a riese thunder.
Gotcha. It's like, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well, I'm going to think twice before using that in your average conversation, but maybe.
No, just use it. Go for it.
All right. And then we also had a nice message from Ali. Thanks for getting in touch. And he said that no one has ever tried to sell him the 1st of August badge, just the Fastnachtsplakette in winter. We'll get into that later. And he was also talking about the funiculars, because we discussed this last time as well, didn't we? Switzerland's famous for them. I mean, maybe other countries are as well. But anyway, Switzerland has a lot of funiculars. And he was saying that how do you pronounce this? Muottas Muragl funicular in the Upper Engadine Valley takes you to a spot with a stunning view over the valley and lakes. So if you can remember that name, check it out.
Muottas Muragl. I guess we just write it in our show notes.
Exactly, yeah. And if you know what we're talking about, then congrats. That's all I can say. Also, one time we were talking about this practice of lufting, having a through wind.
I just try not to say anything about it.
In your apartment, exactly. And we discussed this tiny vent that you can have. If you don't know what we're talking about, then go back a couple of episodes to the luft or not to luft episode, because it is a very big and important topic in Switzerland. I can't stress how much you need to know about this.
I still try to stay quiet.
Good. And somebody wrote in, this was Ali who said this as well, that you can get trickle vents, technical term here, guys, on windows in the UK, more in new builds, basically. It's like a little kind of slot that lets some air in, but obviously not much. We're getting into very fine details of the lufting here.
Yeah. He wasn't a big fan, and I was slightly sad about that because we installed a trickle vent in a place we live as well.
That's right.
In Adelboden.
It's been a great success.
It's not as good as, the proper
Ice cold window open situation.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
I told you about this time when I woke up in winter sometimes when I was a child and then it was snowing on my face because,
For God's
because
sake.
my bed was right next to the window and then sometimes it snowed in a little bit.
Yes, I recall being told about this. I can only describe that as a
Wonderful
one of the
experience.
worst ways to wake up in your life.
No.
Snow on the face. Oh my God.
No, I didn't have half a meter of snow on my face, just a little bit.
Good.
Coming in through the window.
Okay, so last time we said, tell us if you could change one thing in Switzerland, what would it be?
And you said the conveyor belt at the shop.
Yes,
Let's
exactly.
not go back to that.
That's the thing that really annoys me. And still to this day, every time I go to the shop and they're just shoving stuff down the conveyor belt, I'm like, stop. Anyway, that was the last episode.
Let's go to Stephen.
Stephen, yeah. He said he would change the exchange rate. See, people had much more sensible answers than I did. This is a very good idea. Because he said the exchange rate with the Swiss franc is just brutal for everyone, except, of course, if you live here and you're paid in Swiss francs.
And he said Joe's grocery store conveyor belt woes pale in comparison.
It's true, yeah. Mine was more a sort of practical everyday annoyance, but yours is obviously it's an issue of global importance, the exchange rate. That concerns everyone.
Yeah, true.
So thank you. And also thanks for your compliments on our podcast. So Kathy wrote, and thank you, Kathy, because you always write as a good message, that she agrees with me about the shopping conveyor belt issue. See?
That's not a thing.
It totally is, because Kathy is also hugely annoyed by it as well. And she understands exactly what I'm talking about. Stuff getting squashed at the end of the conveyor belt. It's pretty terrible. So thank you, Kathy, for your support, is what I can say to that.
Is all I can say.
And she also wanted to say that this is a message from Alicia. Thanks a lot for sending us a message, Alicia. And she is bringing up something that is actually an issue in other countries as well, by the way. This point about Mexican food, what can you call Mexican food? And it's this whole issue of, is it Tex-Mex or is it a kind of Americanization of Mexican food? And apparently this is quite a big problem in Switzerland.
Yeah, and she talks about spicy food.
Yeah, that's another good point, actually.
Yeah, it's true.
Swiss level of spice or normal level of spice.
Yeah, but you can order actually. I mean, sometimes I ask, is it spicy or is it Swiss spicy?
And what do they say? Do they know what you're talking about?
Swiss spicy.
Swiss spicy. So then you're like, okay,
it's rarely spicy.
Yeah, that's true. Apart from the spiciest sausage in the country on Langstrasse in Zurich.
What's that story about?
So
that sounds like a saucy story.
No, yeah, I think it's supposed to be, but it's not really. There's this place on Langstrasse in Zurich, and they sell currywurst, which I guess is actually maybe more of a sort of German thing than a Swiss thing. Anyhow, they sell it. And there are various places that claim to have the spiciest currywurst in the country.
Okay.
I tried it once. And it was terrible. It was so spicy. And sometimes people are getting, taken away by ambulances because they eat the whole thing. And it's just insanely spicy.
Sounds great.
It's terrible. Unless you like that, of course. And then by all means, go for it.
Why did we talk about the spiciest sausage?
Because we were talking about, is something really spicy or is it Swiss spicy?
Okay. So there is really spicy is your point, but...
it's maybe not like enjoyable, it's not enjoyable nice. It's just spicy for the sake of it.
So it's the spiciest sausage in Switzerland.
Exactly.
It's quite funny because we talked to a friend of ours a few weeks ago and she said in Switzerland, everything is the most something.
Yes, this was a really good point because I hadn't thought about it before. Because we were saying, what were we talking about? It's, the biggest beach in Switzerland.
Yes.
The widest beach or the longest beach. And she said everything in Switzerland is the something of the something of the something.
Yeah.
And it's true.
It is.
That's really a thing in Switzerland.
I said, that's also because it's quite a small country. So most of the things are the something of the Switzerland.
Yeah, that's true. There's not so much competition, you mean, for like the longest beach.
Yes.
That's absolutely a very good point.
Right. What we went off the rails.
So we were talking about one thing.
That was a good saying, wasn't it?
That was quite good, yeah. Not like 100% correct, but I liked it.
Okay, so it doesn't work here.
For its double meaning. We went slightly off track.
Off track, okay. Off the rail track.
Off the rails would be like more we went kind of crazy.
Okay, we went both. That's why off the rail tracks.
That's why I accepted that, because I thought, yeah, cool. We did go off the rails.
All right. Let's go back to Alicia, right? Or where were we? Spicy.
Yep. So Alicia was talking about the Mexican food, and also, we should say that she also mentioned, which I think is a great point to say, that she loves the majority of Swiss life, so wouldn't change much. I'm totally with you on that.
Except perhaps the laundry room drama.
Yeah. We've been there before, haven't we? Have we done an episode on laundry room drama?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, because everybody's got trauma in that area if you live in Switzerland.
Most are traumatized.
Most people are either traumatized or trauma makers. Decide which one you're going to be. That's my advice. It's bad advice. Yeah, so the laundry room drama should definitely be changed. I agree with that.
Well, we found a solution last time, didn't we? We said you should find a flat with your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Laundrette?
Be a trauma maker, a person who becomes trauma, or get your own washing machine.
A laundrette.
If you get a laundrette, then you're really offering like community services for washing, because then other people can come. But that would also be really nice.
Okay. See? I've got the right sayings, just not exactly at the right time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Good. Shall we move on?
Yes.
Let's go to Swiss bytes. The noise.
Oh.
I was waiting for the... but she wasn't ready. All right. We move on to... Let's try it again. Swiss bytes. Well done.
Thank you.
I thought, because it's a heavy topic today, what would we change? I also found a heavy Swiss byte, which was called, "Do you feel accepted as a non-EU immigrant?" Someone asked on Reddit. It turns out the Swiss byte is basically a Reddit byte, isn't it? And did I have other...
I mean, not by design, but it depends.
Yeah,
depends where you find your stuff.
I just think there are very interesting discussions there about Switzerland, and often it's expats asking interesting questions, and which brings me to ideas what we could talk about. Not only that, but also it's interesting to see different opinions. And yeah, I'll link it also in the show notes, because it's worth going to have a look to see how other people experience Switzerland. And you can read a whole variety of opinions and experiences. It's very interesting, and some experience it as very difficult to be accepted, and others see it as no problem and don't notice anything. I think it's also depends a little bit where you live, and countryside, city, or French-speaking part, Swiss German-speaking part, and so on.
Mm-hmm. And is it a question mainly of like language or ethnicity, or is it really about EU versus non-EU?
Well, the person who asked the question just asked the question like that. Do you feel accepted as a non-EU immigrant? But then the comments go off the rails.
Really? Wow.
No, they just
what isn't going off the rails nowadays, huh?
No,
because, people coming from the UK are non-EU immigrants nowadays, aren't we? But
yes, it's both.
Intriguing.
Yes. Right. Then we move on to... learning Swiss German with Swiss and chips. And the word today is a Gutsch.
See, I don't know what this word means, but something about it says to me like, ooh, don't even try and guess what that word is about.
Well, the reason I chose this word is not so much because of the word itself that is very important, but more because I I saw it or heard it or said it, I can't remember. And I thought, what's the English word of this? And then I couldn't find an English word.
Oh no.
So now we are at this
not
point
this again, please.
We need your help out there. Please give us a word for a Gutsch. It's basically a...
Oh God. We really need to turn this into a video podcast. That would help with this moment when you make gestures with your hands. Go ahead. Proceed.
When you pour a drink, for example,
yeah,
you make a flop coming out.
when it kind of like milk. Milk does that.
Milk or any
It's
other
normally
liquid.
from a carton. It doesn't like that when you
Well,
pour
it
it from a
can be-
bottle, unless you're pouring
But it can. Yes, but yeah, it's just like an amount of liquid.
Is it a glug?
Is that a slurp?
So when you're pouring something and you wanted to make a funny noise for it, you could go like glug, glug, glug. Or if you're pretending to drink lots of liquid.
That's
glug,
what that
glug,
would,
glug,
the
glug,
glug would be in Swiss German. It's a glug, 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 glug.
That's so funny.
Right. So let's try to find another word. So
Is it an informal unit of measurement for liquids?
yes, a Swiss German informal measurement for a liquid.
Aha.
For
Like
example,
if someone says, do you want some wine? And you go, oh, I'll just have a dash.
yes, but in that context, you probably wouldn't use Gutsch because wine is too delicate to use the word Gutsch.
And does it mean a lot or a little?
Well, that's the amount. It's a Gutsch. It's not a.
Yeah, but when you imagine it, is it
It's
like
not 2 liters? It's
like a
0.5 deciliters.
Yeah, but do you imagine like if you say to someone, I'll have a Gutsch of that beer, is it like you're going to get
Yeah, you can't say it would
a
be
lot in your glass or a tiny bit in your glass?
Let's. I give you an example. A perfect example, I think, is if you have if you ask someone, do you want your coffee black or with milk? You can say just add a Gutsch of milk.
A dash. It's a dash.
It's a dash.
Oh God, I'm a genius, aren't I? just a dash of milk.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
You could maybe also say a splash.
A splash is
Like,
quite a
you
good
could
word.
kind of go beep pop.
Yeah, a splash is, I think, a better word because
Then it's a tiny bit. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
because you wouldn't have a splash of wine, right?
You'd have a dash of wine, I suppose. I mean, when people drink wine, they don't normally want just a dash of wine, but sometimes.
Well, not in the UK.
Stop. Or in Switzerland.
Right. Anyway, so Gutsch is just an amount of liquid. And you can use it in funny ways, I guess. But usually I would say it's add a Gutsch of milk to my coffee.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is quite handy then, because we can really use this word. Thank you. But I normally want the opposite of a Gutsch. What's that? I'll have 5 Gutsches, please.
Then it's a Rese Gutsch.
Oh, a Rese Gutsch, gal.
Or a Hölle Thunder Gutsch.
Oh, can you really say that?
No. Yeah, well, you could. But
if they said, so they're making your coffee, and they're like, do you want milk? And you're like, yes, loads. Can you say a Thunder?
No.
No. But you can say a Gutsch.
Yeah, you can say.
Interesting. All right. People can really test that out. I'm happy we've given them a practical word this week.
And they can expect funny faces back, like, oh.
A funny look, yeah. Okay.
Right. Good. And in case anyone is still listening after all this.
This is the most important part of the show.
Was this going off the rails yet? Or is that just
this was
off track?
Still going off track.
Okay. Then we go to the listener poll.
Yes.
And also that very hard.
It's tough talk now.
Tough talk, yes.
Yeah, tough talk.
Back on the tracks.
Back on the track
rails.
and working hard.
Yes. So I thought it's actually quite an interesting discussion, this Swiss bytes we were talking about before. So we will also ask you, do you feel accepted as an immigrant in Switzerland?
This is going to be a deep episode next time because I've got a lot to say about this.
Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the replies are yes, no, or I'm not living in Switzerland, I guess, or I'm not an immigrant, or I'm
both. I don't know why I listen to this podcast, maybe,
or why I am here.
Who are you? Why
Right.
am I clicking a button?
So don't forget, I'll put the link in our show notes, or we will, and then you can click and you will end up on our website. You will, I think, as we said before, you will have to fill in your email or something. I'm not sure because we're on Substack and we can't make it without, you can't join without, adding the email somehow.
Yeah, that's okay though. And you know what? I'd also be really interested, in case you say yes, what was it that made you feel accepted as an immigrant in Switzerland? Was there like a particular moment or something that you did?
Yeah, you can write that in the comments on the website or write an email to hello@swissandchips.com.
Brilliant.
Seeing as they can't answer that in the poll.
Of
right?
course, that's okay.
That's how complicated it is.
Nah, that's all good. And I'm really looking forward to hearing this. I've got lots to say on this topic next time.
Oh, that's a big teaser.
Mm-hmm.
So shall we wait for another 6 weeks, or do you think we will promise to come back in 3 weeks' time?
We'll promise to come back very soon.
Promise a little bit. Only
a Gutsch.
No, a tiny thunder. A tiny thunder bit.
It's a Gutsch of a promise.
Okay. So thanks a lot for listening.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.